first off, what are the strategic and humanitarian implications of Israel's bombing of hospitals in Gaza?
Greetings, everybody. In fact, definitely there are grave humanitarian repercussions that are going to lead to a catastrophic humanitarian crisis, specifically that hospitals in Gaza are being targeted by the Israeli occupation forces, which is going to deprive the population in Gaza from accessing healthcare services.
Okay, and what are the potential consequences of Israel dividing Gaza through its general's military plan?
Definitely, there is a multitude of negative repercussions to the restructuring of the Gaza Strip. There are demographic and strategic repercussions to that. In fact, the Israelis are trying to seclude some territories in order to create safe zones for the population there.
Regarding the possible ceasefire, what do the recent developments in the Gaza ceasefire talks reveal about the challenges of reaching a lasting agreement?
The negotiations are still up and running until this moment, but this deal, I believe, is going to be an interim one. And there are, of course, loopholes relating to the number of hostages being released, whether in fact, regarding Israeli hostages, of course, Netanyahu wants to release as many hostages as possible, and Hamas does not really have credible information regarding the hostages that have been killed in the Gaza Strip and the ones that are still alive. And there is another problematic issue regarding the released hostages and where they are going to stay upon their release in Gaza or elsewhere. And there are issues pending issues regarding the Philadelphia access and who as well is going to have control and manage the Gaza Strip. And, you know, Netanyahu on the security and military levels has a lot of apprehensions regarding Hamas putting their ducks back in a row and strengthening and restoring their capacities once more to be able to fight back. And so Netanyahu was supposed to be done with an agreement by the end of this month, but there are still a lot of pending subjects, among which is the question of who is going to rule over the Gaza Strip. There are other issues regarding the next day and the Palestinian reality in the northern Gaza. In fact, there are footage that got released showcasing Israeli presence in the north of the Gaza Strip. The Israelis keep on targeting hospitals, and in fact, the remaining population in the Gaza Strip, they are trying to evacuate them to the Saladin Street and to the western side of the Gaza Strip. And so the Israelis are trying to evacuate the northern side of the Gaza Strip in order for them to establish new settlements. Right now, the Israelis keep on using the negotiation rhetoric, but this is not really what is being done on the ground by the Israelis. They are targeting different civilian centers, and as well, they keep on saying that they are going to withdraw over the course of 40 to 60 days, but we do not see any evidence that back this rhetoric up. As well, there are different humanitarian repercussions that have afflicted the population in Gaza. The healthcare system in Gaza has
Tamara,
totally...
sorry for interrupting you, but I would like to build on Netanyahu's statements and actions regarding the ceasefire. He stated that some progress has been made regarding securing the release of the hostages. How do you interpret this statement, and how does his actions reflect Israel's broader military and diplomatic objectives in the region?
In fact, there are definitely changes that we see unfold on the regional level. Now there is a Lebanese-Israeli agreement, and right now Hamas finds itself alone, and there are another movement taking place in Syria, represented by the ouster of Bashar's regime in Syria. And so I believe that Netanyahu is going to try to prolong the Palestine war as much as he can. And in his statements, he has said before that he is not going to stop the war until he reaches ultimate victory. And for him, ultimate victory means the restructuring of the entire region, and for him to assign different groups to rule over the Gaza Strip that are not part of the Palestinian government. As well, Netanyahu wants, as I just said, to assign opposition groups to rule over the Gaza Strip that actually are submissive to Israel and are ready to abide to the Israeli agenda in the region and in the Gaza Strip. And regarding the hostage release issue, Netanyahu said that if Hamas didn't release all Israeli hostages, he is going to turn the entire region into an inferno. And so regarding countries like Qatar, who is hosting a lot of Hamas leaders, you know, I believe it is right now going through tremendous pressure from the international community and from the United States to stop hosting these leaders of Hamas. Until now, there are a lot of pending issues that are going to be that are yet to be resolved, and as well there are Israeli hostage, or according to Israeli calibrations. Regarding the number of hostages, there are 40 to 50 hostages that are still alive, and the rest of them got killed in air pounding
thank you
raids.
so much. Thank you so much. Sorry for interrupting you due to the shortage of time. From Ramallah, that was Dr. Tamara Haddad, writer and political researcher. Thank you so much for your insights.